Welcome back to We Play Games. I'm Walker, and here we are resuming our Mandate of Heaven campaign. So we have started a war with Great Qing trying to puppet them, and the Ottoman Empire, of all people, has intervened to defend the last vestiges of Chinese liberty here. And so we're going to take that opportunity to just puppet them both. Bhutan is embargoing us. That's cute. All right, so we have mobile armor now, so we are going to want to pick that up. But I can't really afford to switch everything over at the exact same time because we don't have enough oil. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch over some of our war machine production to include tanks. France owes 10 million pounds. That's pretty bad. Oh yes. All right. Looks like our invasion of Constantinople is going to go off. Get in there. Get in there. Somehow, despite conquering at 1,000 infamy for an incredibly long time, only 30% of our population is radical. And it's, I think, due in part to the fact that we really have been on like 100 or at the very least 75 legitimacy for most of the game. Yeah, now that Qing has collapsed, we're going to just run over the Ottoman Empire. It's going to be pretty hard for them to resist. There it is. We've pseudo cleaned up the border here. We'll finish cleaning up Great Qing by just directly annexing them. So it's 1910, and here we are in this market screen, and you can see that like basically everything is going to be cheap, simply because we are going to be building things to ensure that people have jobs, and that just means that it's going to be impossible for us to keep things well balanced in terms of prices. Just don't worry that much about prices. It should be the takeaway from this video. Oh, look at that. We have a loyal vassal in Russia and a loyal vassal in Great Britain. They're both just probably loyal through fear, but that, you know what? That's good enough. For what we're doing here, that's good enough. There we go. Puppet on the Ottoman Empire is enforced. Oh, and there's going to be a civil war in Germany right on time. Oh, excellent. Excellent, excellent. We are up to 59,000 prestige and counting. Our Navy power projection has fallen behind our Army power projection. We can fix that, though. And in fact, we're working on aircraft carriers, which should help. So right now, we have regular Germany is actually probably going to get conquered by fascist Germany. But fascist Germany is also a Kaiserreich. And they've also lost control of Poland. And now there's another revolution in Norway. Europe's seen better days, I think. We just need to get this war with these rebels over, and then we can go back on the puppet path. Fascist Germany has emerged triumphant here, and so we see an armed forces petite bourgeoisie in control, and so the new von Bittenfeld dynasty is going to try to fight back against us, but I don't think they're going to have the military or, for that matter, political resources necessary to beat us. The bigger issue is that we are having an Ainu revolt right now, and that's drawn Austria in, but unfortunately for us, you can't use these sorts of uprisings as an opportunity to demand things from your opponents. You can just fight them. That's like the best you can do. Fortunately, it means that once we're done fighting the Austrians and the Ainu have collapsed, we'll win the war relatively quickly, but it does mean, unfortunately, that we are going to have a truce with Austria. That's how you can kind of like abuse uprisings to buy truces with the people that you're afraid of in the early game. It looks like Ainu have had enough. That's what it looks like. Yep, and they have surrendered. All right, cool. So with them out of the way, we also want to start annexing some of these stupid subjects because they're like all over the place, and they're pulling our influence down. Not that infamy decay actually matters anymore. It like kind of super doesn't. Like New South Wales, these guys shouldn't even be down here anymore. This should all be Japanese territory. So we will. I think actually the moment that we're done with this trucial states, we're going to take control of Australia, because Australia, that's rightful Japanese territory, right? All right, with that out of the way, I think it is indeed time for Japan to expand. Oh, we can't annex New South Wales? Oh, those jerks. We're going to go ahead and do a conquer state on Bhutan. We just want to remove as many of these small states from the world as we can. All right. Clearly, Great Britain cannot manage themselves anymore. This is ridiculous. How many times are they going to have a little rebellion over there? All right, whatever. It may be time. I didn't want to annex the British directly, but they just aren't getting it done. What is happening over here? They just deleted all their ports. That's what happened over here. UK, you crazy. You so crazy. So we're just going through and, oh, there it is. Nepal back down. We're just cleaning up our borders while we have time. Because I think we are trying to get this. Oh, man. Germany is now behind France? Well. If Germany is behind France, then maybe that's how we'll deal with this. There are all these revolts in our vassals. That's what's really slowing us down now, is they can't keep their economies together. But we'll annex New South Wales, and that'll give us a reasonable power jump, because we should find some more coal and whatnot down here, which is one of the rate limiting steps right now, is we're really running out of resources. But if we have New South Wales and Victoria, that'll be really helpful. All right, well, New South Wales back down, so that's good. Now we can go ahead. Let's go ahead and just puppet them. Oh, people are just backing down in Europe in revolutions now too. Oh, interesting. All right. Ooh, it looks like France is having an issue over here. So Occitanie has declared independence, and is now about to fight a war against France. So you know what? We will actually back the Occitanie uprising. It is going to create a new truce with France, which is a little annoying, but it'll create a truce with France and also cut them down to major power, so that way we will be guaranteed to be able to puppet them in the next war, because this is gonna cost France pretty badly. They're losing 30 million GDP. It's like 10% of their GDP is in revolt over here. That's worth a truce, because there's also a non-zero chance that France just backs down here. They are in bankruptcy. Oh boy. Baroda is gonna fight us. I mean, all right, sure. If they're gonna slow down our ability to annex them, they can. But we're gonna crush them. We're gonna attack them from all sides. You've wasted my time, Baroda. You've wasted my time. Revolutionary Cuba also wasted my time. All right, France has indeed decided to fight it. All right, so it looks like France is truly exploding, because now we have Brittany declaring independence. I mean, we could back them. I wouldn't hate it. The more that we blow France up, the better. All right, so France had to capitulate to Occitanie. No, we don't have a truce with them. Yeah. All right. Sure. We'll make them a puppet. We will fight to give them their independence, and then we'll fight to take it away from them. Yeah, maybe after we do Brittany and Occitanie, we puppet Egypt. I think that would be pretty cool. I think an Egyptian puppet would be neat. Similarly, I think annexing more of India would be pretty useful, both for removing the influence cost as well as giving us more pops to develop with. Oh, Occitanie backed down. All right, cool. Yep, that makes sense. France, you crazy. Are you really gonna fight us on this? I mean, you can, but we'll destroy you. All right, well, have fun storming the castle. Oh my god, France is up to 50% radicals. Jesus Christ. So this is the Mandate of Heaven. This will probably be the final episode here, because we are having a little bit of performance issues dragging the game down. But, you know, we're having a lot of fun. We're playing with this really interesting cursed selection of laws here. We've been on migration control, racial segregation, state religion, theocracy, oligarchy for like almost the entire game. We've done a lot of really fun, interesting things just to try to show off, you know, what's possible in Victoria 3. Are we... Oh my god, our tanks are failing to break through against the French, because we've concentrated their power, I guess, in such a small area. But we're about to drop fat naval invasions all over them, and that should break their strength. Let's see how big the French army is now. They're down to around 300. That's not a lot, France. Sorry, guys. Yep, there it is. France has capitulated in the Brittany play. All right, yeah, well, thank you, I guess. We will go ahead and ensure continued freedom for our people. So the reason that we need to annex these guys is that right now 1,000 of our influence is tied up in having rivals. And of course, if we puppet everybody, we won't have any rivals anymore. So we do need to fix that. But that's something we can fix. Yep, Brittany back down. Cool. All right, this is like, I don't know, the 5th or 6th revolt here in England in as many years. So we're gonna annex Meiji down here, but then we're gonna go ahead and annex the UK. I didn't really want land in Europe, but unfortunately, the UK really is just not stable enough without us assuming direct control. So we're gonna have to. Oh, communist Great Britain back down. All right, cool. Austria sided with Meiji, did they? Well, all right. If Austria is gonna side with Meiji, then we will take this as an opportunity to liberate the crap out of Austria. The fact that Austria is sticking out its neck for Mewar is going to hopefully go really badly for them. Because if we can execute that war, they will collapse. If we can execute this war and get all of Austria to be released, that'll be the end of this number 2 great power here. The one saving grace for Austria, of course, is that they don't have a massive coastline, but they have enough of a coastline that we will fight them, and then we will just send naval invasions everywhere. Oh, man. Oh, Austria, you're gonna really regret this. Because now we get to fight Austria one-on-one, and they cannot possibly succeed. Oh, Austria, you tried so hard. You committed so many resources to these fights, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for you. And now we're gonna blow the Austrian Empire apart. Ooh, and Germany is getting close to slipping below great power status too. Cool. Yeah, so we might be able to get ourselves to only independent great power. I would count that. I just like we are having some issues in regards to stability here, so I don't want to push it too far and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna completely do a world conquest, because A, it would be extremely tedious, and B, it would cause a lot of CTDs. But I think we're making a lot of progress here. Oh my god! All right, so we may have avoided a CTD. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh god, jeez. Please just finish the war. Just capitulate, Austria. I know that Austria is like playing some 5D chess over here. They know that their win condition isn't beating the Japanese military, it's beating my computer, and they're trying really hard to beat my computer. They are investing so much in trying to beat my computer. God, you Austrians. They've taken 1 million casualties so far. I would like to look at the war, but I have tried to mouse over to it, and it every time it like nearly crashes the computer. Yeah, I bet they would accept the white peace, but it is gonna be like this. You're gonna lose Hungary, Slovakia, and most of Italy, and hopefully that's enough to push Austria down below great power. If it's not, annexing the UK and Russia and building them up would be pretty helpful. Same with annexing all of our little Indian puppets in here. That's also going to help our economy grow, which in turn is going to grow our prestige even further, which in turn is going to raise the requirements for prestige. So it's just generally going to be good for us when we can do that. Wait, did we just finish our truce with Qing? We did finish our truce with Qing. Awesome. All right, so we will finish up Austria. We will annex Qing. We'll begin our process of coring everybody, and then we'll annex the UK, because the UK, they're unstable. Plus they're jerks. Plus we want the land that they have out here in all these little goofball territories, and by directly annexing them, we'll clean up the borders even further. They're at 1.5 million casualties now. What are they doing? Holy cow! All right, well, we are going to destroy the Austrian economy. It looks like they had to declare bankruptcy as well. Oh boy. Oh, and Germany is also not going to be a great power pretty soon. Oh boy. Clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. This is gonna be, we're gonna be ICHIBAN. Number 1, only great power. That's what we're gonna do with Japan. We're gonna get to number 1, only great power for sure. Whether or not we actually finish a world conquest is unlikely, given the current status of what's happening in the game. Every time I open the buildings page, I have to hold my breath. Don't scroll down to terrain, because you will crash your computer, Walker. Don't scroll down to terrain, because you will crash your computer. The hip new folk song by Walker here on We Play Games. Don't watch your wars either. Don't do any of those things. You do those things, you're asking for trouble. So we're gonna have just like an outrageously powerful armed forces here, but that's okay. Like, like what are you gonna do? Are you gonna not promote a bunch of armed forces generals just because they're armed forces? I don't think so. You gotta promote them. Whoa, they've taken 3.5 million casualties. Austria, what are you doing? We are gonna definitely end Austria's position here as a great power. We'll annex Great Qing. We'll annex UK. And then we will become ICHIBAN. We will be the only great power in the world. That'll be fun. Ooh, did we get it? Yeah, Austria has collapsed. All right, sweet. So they had to liberate Hungary, Venice, Lombardy, and they are well below their target. Excellent. While we're here, we might as well puppet Germany, right? We might as well blank, and blank is usually puppet somebody. Yeah, let's puppet Germany. Whatever. Ooh, France has sided in the Diplo play against us. All right, cool. We will take the French puppet as well. All right, it looks like everybody is here for the party, so we're going to be fighting against Germany, what remains of Austria, and France. So we are gonna try to get there. Yeah, France is not going to have the strength necessary to fight us, so we're going to be able to rapidly push through France and then into Germany. Austria is going to be probably the hardest thing left. Austria's GDP is now below Germany's, but Germany's army is tiny. Look at the size of this thing. Like, this is Germany. You should be scarier than this. A German trade union has taken control of the fascist Germans who took control over here. Okay, sure. Politics. Germany backed down. All right. Yep, that makes sense. All right. So Germany has indeed backed down. So let's take this opportunity to go ahead and annex subject on Great Qing, because that's really who we want. Whoa, Haiti has conquered itself a good chunk of Venezuela for some reason. Whoa. And the West Indies have gained independence from the UK. Oh brother, we're up to 50% armed forces. It's just because, like, now we're at the point where every general we hire is an armed forces character, and every building we build is probably going to be military. Well, it looks like every single time we fight Qing, they're going to try to fight us back. That's cute. That's cute. Ah, Great Qing back down. Awesome. We've had enough rebellions out of the UK. We need to annex them. It's not even about whether I want them or not. It's just that, like, I can't keep sending my troops over to put down whatever rebellion they're suffering. I can't believe that the Ethiopian Thunderdome resulted in literally nothing. It doesn't look like anybody conquered anything down here. Great Britain back down. All right, there we go. At the last minute. Japan. Japan. We are the only great power in the world right now. We did it. 1917, but I'm gonna do a video follow-up to this, and I think we can do a world conquest guide now. I think it's gonna be pretty easy. All right. Oh my god, are we gonna get it? Is this gonna be the war? We're gonna annex Portugal. Oh, Portugal packed down. Ugh. It's infuriating. It's especially infuriating because that's gonna add truce timer here. All right. Well, there was a rebellion in the Ottoman Empire, and the rule is if you have a rebellion, then we're going to annex you. The Ottomans have indeed backed down, so that makes sense. We're trucking at this point. There's really not a lot that can stop us. Oh, but you know what would be helpful for our borders, though, would be making a puppet out of Egypt. That'd be cool. So Egypt, of all people, has decided to face us 1v1. So we're gonna get the Egypt puppet, but we're also going to take just a couple of random spaces on the board because I want to get as many of these little enemies gone as possible. Well, we've been putting down a couple of rebellions down here, but we have found we're gonna have some really weird stuff going on at the end of the game. Like up here, the Scottish Highlands are going to be majority Han by the time the Mandate of Heaven is closed. It's gonna be really interesting to see the religious and cultural makeup of the world once we're done with our quest. So we are starting to run out of peasants yet again, so we're going to go ahead and annex the East India Company, but I still think that's cool, because the East India Company, they are the last vestiges of European power out here in East Asia, so removing them from the board, I think it makes sense. Of course, it figures that, like, the one war where I used all of my maneuvers before France jumped in, France jumps in. Ugh. So we haven't been able to puppet France yet, because France keeps doing this thing where they'll jump in on a war where we're trying to puppet somebody, and then the person we're trying to puppet will back down, but it'll give France a truce. So it slows us down in terms of our ability to gobble France up, unfortunately. But we're still gonna get there. It's just it's really. This is I'm gonna like film this episode all day. Oh boy! But this war we are going to be able to puppet the what remains of Austria. We're fighting against Netherlands, Norway, Austria, and to conquer part of Belgium. And then France jumped in to try to get us to return Provence, but it's just not going to be enough. Not going to be enough for them. Ooh, there it is. We puppeted Austria. All right, sweet. All right, everybody, there we are. We have finally completed... We have completed incorporating all of the ethnically Han parts of China. So I'm going to say that is the mandate of heaven seized, and that Japan is standing triumphant, because we're having some real issues with performance here. France has managed to survive by like carefully playing a diplomatic game and jumping in on the side of anybody that we were fighting against. And then whenever that side would back down, France would add to their own truce timer. And so it became kind of impossible for us to puppet them. And so France and their protectorate Italy are still kind of hanging out here in space. But we have puppeted and or annexed virtually everybody else. Like Japan really... If we had a much faster computer, we could probably get our way to 1936, where we are world conquest or whatever. But what we have done, we are the only great power in the world. Number 2 is our puppet, US. Number 3 is our puppet, Austria. Number 4 is our puppet, Germany. It's not until you get to number 5 and you have another major power in the form of an independent France, which is, I would complain about it, but it feels like France is just playing like a player here, right? They're just trying to run out the clock, and their win condition was attack my patience, and they won in that sense. But boy, France is not in great shape. Their GDP has been going down over the course of the last couple of decades as we've been punching them in the face. But I think that this is a good place for us to pause and declare that, we did it. Japan has conquered all of China. We also are down to only 9.5% Japanese pops, considering how many Han Chinese we've conquered. But I think that's really interesting, because it means that there's still a reasonable number of Japanese pops out here. Look at the consequence of our empire. We have ethnic Han is the majority in Lancashire and in the Highlands. Oh, and of course in major parts of Australia and Indonesia. And of course, looking at the global GDP map, it's kind of clear where the economy of the world is. It's right here. It's the way we did it. So what we did, of course, is that we've cored everything here, but nothing outside of it. The goal, of course, being to utilize our setup here in terms of our laws with colonial exploitation and racial segregation and state religion to build up a very powerful base here inside of Japan and China. And then we just kind of went out there and fought everybody. I think patch 1.1.2 is a great patch to do that on. There are some pretty serious performance issues towards the end of the game, but as long as you brace yourself for that, I think you'll have a really good time. I think we got basically what we were looking for. Although it does annoy me that we're giving up before we're getting like literally all of Europe. But like if I were to play the next decade, it would be another 6 hours, and I got other stuff I gotta work on. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that was a real blast. Next time, whenever we play a Vicky 3 campaign, it'll probably be something shorter. I might do Luxurious Luxembourg or something like that. Something that doesn't necessitate map painting. But like, once you're going over your infamy cap because you're invading China, you might as well like go out and fight every great power that you can come across. Okay, that's Walker. Take care.